Game companies are winding down their releases as the end of the year rapidly approaches. That's why December always has fewer new games compared with the months before. We have made a selection of 10 games that will come out this month and are worth checking out.
You can play a massive number of crazy Mario levels and use your creativity to make ones that are even wilder.
We almost forgot about the hype that's called Super Mario Maker for the Wii U. After spending countless hours trying to beat those stupidly difficult stages built by enormous trolls, you can also give this game a try on the Nintendo 3DS. Nintendo has tailored the game to be handheld, but it still allows you to play stages also found on the Wii U version. Build your own levels and share them with your friends, or download highly recommended levels from the online shop. Additionally, the game includes a challenge mode with 100 levels specially made for the 3DS, and you can share your creations with your friends so that you guys can work together on that masterpiece. The early 2000s were the glory days for snowboard games. Everybody was playing SSX or Cool Borders, but those days are clearly over. Ubisoft is trying to revive the snowboard genre with Steep. This is an open-world extreme sports game with a clear emphasis on snowboarding. Skiing, paragliding, and wingsuits are other options to descend the mountain. There are challenges for each of these sports, and afterwards you can challenge your friends to see who pulls the best tricks and has the most skills. You can just free roam the mountains alone and unlock new drop zones, or do this together with friends online. Now go and make that mountain your bitch. Fury was released on PC, and it even has been part of the free PSN offering on the PlayStation 4. After all this, the highly praised shoot-'em-up is coming to Xbox One. This game is beloved for its action and especially the epic boss fights. You're in jail, and you need to fight your way to freedom. Combat is fast-paced, and during close encounters, the camera switches to a more close-up angle. This is truly an underappreciated gem, so be sure to give it a try. With Rogue One being in cinemas very soon, we can't help but be a little bit hyped about the X-Wing VR mission that's coming to Star Wars Battlefront. This DLC package will be completely free for people who already own Star Wars Battlefront. If you don't have this game, you can find a second-hand copy for less than $30 online.
Ready for combat. Clear to engage.
This VR mission is obviously not a full game, but it's a dream come true for Star Wars fans. Because who doesn't want to fly an X-Wing at the far edges of space in virtual reality?
This is Blue 9 reporting in. We're with you, Blue Leader.
After the disappointment that was Dead Rising 3, the zombie survival series is once again embracing its comedy origins. Dead Rising 4 is set during Christmas time in a very familiar mall setting. Frank West is back, but with a different voice this time around. And of course, there's a new zombie outbreak. In Dead Rising 4, you can use everything as a weapon, and you can even combine items to make your own weapons. Apparently, the military forgot some powerful exosuits because they are conveniently lying around for Frank as well. Of course, the selfie cam is back, so smile and let the zombie bashing begin.
You know, when you play board games or card games around a table with friends, you have all these interesting social dynamics like trust and betrayal and deception and all these things, the way the players are interacting and outthinking one another. And you don't really get that in online video games. So how can we capture that?
December is a month to spend time with your family, right? Drink hot chocolate and play board games, that sort of stuff. Now Ubisoft is launching a virtual reality version of the popular board game Werewolves. Werewolves Within captures the essence of the board game, so it's a social deduction game. You need to reveal the werewolf among your group or, when you are the werewolf, hide your true identity by blaming other people. This is a game about lying your butt off and figuring out who actually is betraying you. It's playable with 5 to 8 players and heavily relies on its online multiplayer functionalities.
Was he not a werewolf? Well done. Yeah, see, I knew it. Yeah, see, that was my own celebration.
After more than 10 years, we will finally be able to play The Last Guardian on PlayStation 4. The game was once upon a time announced for PlayStation 3, but the original version of the game could never blossom on that hardware. Now it's finally here on PlayStation 4. The Last Guardian is a third-person adventure puzzle game. You play a small boy who's being hunted by a group of guards. Thankfully, the boy gets help from a large dragon mouse dog named Trico. During the game, the animal and the boy establish a friendship, giving you more control over his actions. Will The Last Guardian be good after all those years? Who knows? But it's one of those games people have been waiting for over a decade, so we can't wait to find out.
Have you ever wanted to make your own indie games?
Let's make a game that simulates making indie games. Then publish them on a fantasy market and receive more hate than Phil Fish. That's what Indie Game Sim basically is all about.
Publish your game on a fantasy market like Steam.
While developing games, you need to learn from the reviews of your previous game. You even need to copy other developers to make the best indie game ever. But there's also an inner demon that will make things even harder for you. Indie Game Sim uses elements from Super Mario Maker to create your own versions of Super Meat Boy, VVVVVV, and other popular titles. But can you handle the pressure of working in the game industry?
Thank you for watching.
A space Hulk has been deposited here by the uncaring tides of the immaterial.
Warhammer 40k has seen dozens of video games ranging from action games to turn-based and real-time strategy titles. With Space Hulk Deathwing, we can add another Warhammer 40k game to the list. It's a tactical first-person shooter in which you and your AI-controlled squad need to battle for the Emperor.
The righteous shall prevail.
Even though it's a shooter, some RPG elements come into play as well. Above all, Space Hulk Deathwing is a very atmospheric game true to the franchise. The shooter is coming to PC now and is planned for a console release next year. Now go and fight in the name of absolution.
Oh yeah, Mario time! What?
Normally, we don't really talk about mobile games in our video releases, but with December being a slow month and Super Mario Run being an interesting game, we wanted to give you a reminder. Nintendo's about to release its first Super Mario game on smartphones. Super Mario Run is basically an endless runner, but in the 2D style we all know so well from the classic Mario games. For now, the game will only be released on iOS, but an Android release is basically inevitable. You can try the game for free and unlock everything for $10. That's it for the December releases that are worth mentioning in our book. Are you getting any of these games? Perhaps you think that some of these games are the best of the year. If that's the case, be sure to vote on our Community Game of the Year by following the link below in the description. Have a great holiday, spend time with your family, and keep on gaming.